friends, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. And for all of you, I pray that God fulfill all your dreams and give you lots of happiness. And my dear friends, every time I try my best to give you all latest news. Therefore, you are requested to sit tight on your seats and enjoy the latest news. Chinese energy companies won bids to explore 10 Iraqi oil and gas fields during new licensing rounds, ahead of any other foreign country, Iraq's oil ministry said Monday. 7 Chinese companies, including Sinopec, UEG, CNOOC Iraq and Anton Oilfield, won 10 projects including 8 oil fields and 2 with potential oil and gas reserves, while Iraq's KAR got 3 fields, the ministry said. The licensing rounds, which lasted 3 days and ended Monday, offered 29 oil and gas fields in 12 provinces. Among those on offer was an offshore block, the first in Iraqi territorial waters, but it did not receive any bids. China has gained a major foothold in oil-rich and war-battered Iraq in recent years. It has also expanded its presence in the energy and construction sectors and become one of the largest importers of Iraqi crude. Iraq, as it seeks to recover from years of war, including the 2003 U.S. invasion and sectarian conflict afterwards, is also among the many partners in China's vast Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative. Under a 2019 Oil for Construction deal, building projects in Iraq are funded by the sale of 100,000 barrels per day of Iraqi oil to China. According to the World Bank, Iraq has 145 billion barrels of proven oil reserves, among the largest in the world, amounting to 96 years' worth of production at the current rate. But Iraq aims to keep exploring to boost its crude reserves to more than 160 billion barrels, Oil Minister Hassan Abdul Ghani said during the launch of the licensing rounds Saturday. It also hopes the blocks will lead to increased natural gas production to help reduce dependence on imports from neighboring Iran, a crucial supplier for Iraqi power generation. And the representative of the Al-Sudani parliamentary bloc, Hassan Salem, revealed today, Wednesday, that he had collected the signatures of more than 60 representatives to expel or replace U.S. Ambassador Elena Romanovsky. Salem told Al-Maloma, "We collected more than 60 signatures in the House of Representatives to request that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs address its American counterpart about the necessity of replacing the American ambassador to Iraq, Elena Romanovsky, for her interference in Iraq's internal affairs." He added, Romanovsky's interventions went beyond diplomatic norms and reached the point of interfering with the values and knowledge of Iraqi society, indicating that the presence of the American ambassador in Iraq is not welcome. He promised that, replacing the American ambassador falls within the framework of protecting the country from blatant American interference in internal affairs. The American ambassador sparked the anger of Iraqis by protesting the House of Representatives' vote on the anti-prostitution law. And Al-Sudani briefs Washington on economic and financial reform efforts and calls on its companies to invest in Iraq. On Wednesday, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani briefed U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Energy Resources Affairs Jeffrey Payette on the government's efforts and steps in the field of economic and financial reform, calling on American companies to work and invest in Iraq. In the meeting, which was attended by the U.S. ambassador to Iraq, the most prominent files of cooperation in the field of energy, in all its forms, and ways to develop it were reviewed, in a way that contributes to achieving common interests, according to a statement issued by Al-Sudani's office and received by Shafaq news agency. During the meeting, Al-Sudani stressed the government's keenness to implement its executive approach within the axis of achieving energy self-sufficiency. In the areas of exploiting locally produced natural and associated gas, generating electricity, providing petroleum derivatives, and producing chemical fertilizers and petrochemical materials, pointing to the memorandums of understanding that were signed during his visit to the United States of America last April, which is being implemented on the ground. Al-Sudani pointed to the government's efforts and steps in the field of economic and financial reform, especially in the areas of tax, customs, and the banking sector, and completing the elements of the ideal investment environment, calling on American companies to work and invest in Iraq. For his part, Payette praised the efforts of the Iraqi government in developing the energy sector. He also referred to the joint statement of the Prime Minister and U.S. President Joseph Biden, which represents a road map and